Now we're going to meet Matt, who is in a really nice looking Chinook. So Matt, say hi. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello. Well, I'm Matt. I'm from Minnesota, and I've been out here traveling since really the first of the year. And my dive into this was at the RTR. I met some great people there and learned a lot of valuable lessons that are carrying through today. And I'm here with people from the RTR, and we're gathered in the Cottonwood, Arizona area. It's beautiful here. It's in the mid-80s. Lots of great hiking, and I am not regretting my decision to go full-time.
And you started in a van.
I did. I bought a van, and I turned that into a little camper, and I did some traveling last fall with it. And I had already sold my house and most of my possessions. I was living with my girlfriend, and when I got back from that trip, I decided that I wanted to go full-time. So I put the van up for sale, and I was lucky enough to find a really good deal on this Chinook. And so I made the transition into this, and this is my home.
So the van really wasn't all the comfort you wanted.
No, there was two things that I wanted if I was going to go full-time, and that was to be able to stand up, and it was also to have a full bathroom. To be able to shower, have your own bathroom. It was that was a big deal to me. So that's what prompted me to make the step into this Class C.
And of course now you've got all those comforts. And we were talking earlier, but you're kind of debating now whether it was a good move because of its limitations on getting into the backcountry.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I've noticed in the couple of months that I've been in it, is that you are kind of limited to how far off the road you can get, and a lot of the beauty and stuff is a little farther off the beaten path, and it's hard to get to it when you have a bigger rig with low clearance, and you take this thing back off the road a little ways and stuff is falling down, and you never know what's going to break, and it gets expensive.
It's the classic problem of comfort versus mobility.
Yeah.
Every nomad faces it. You want more comfort. We all want more comfort, but we want to be able to get up and go far, and the two can contradict.
Yeah, and I'm rethinking and looking at all the options now that I've been out here, and I kind of got a better sense of what this life is, and I probably will make some sort of change in the near future.
And you're a young man. You're not old enough to be retired or drawing a pension.
Right.
And so how are you supporting yourself?
Well, I was construction manager for many years, and I did fairly well at that. And I had a nice home that I had put some money into, and I was able to sell it for a pretty good profit. And I sold most of my possessions, which was all profit, and I had a nice little nest egg in the bank. So I'm living off of savings, but going forward I'll need to find employment to support myself. But right now I'm okay as long as I don't do anything crazy.
Right. When you live this cheap, you can live for quite a while on savings.
Yeah.
And quite well.
Yeah.
Depending on a lot of factors, but.
Eating out and gas. If you can eliminate those two or cut those down as much as possible, you can really save some money.
You can live really cheap when you live on wheels.
Yep.
Well, tell us about your Chinook here. Let me get around and get a better shot of it. It looks like it's a really new one.
It's a 2002. It's a 24-foot, which is the longest one they made. And I'm glad that I found this one because that extra 3 feet, most of them are 21. And this extra 3 feet in there makes a big difference in the bathroom and in the storage. They've thought of everything in this Chinook, I tell you.
It is really a beautiful rig. I've always loved the Chinooks.
Big storage.
Oh my, I've never seen one like that. Really nice.
Here's where the water and power come in and out. Here's the water heater. There's where the dump is.
So you really have all the comforts.
Comes with a nice grill.
Yeah, I noticed that too right away.
It did come with a 50-watt panel, and I had that taken off because it was delaminating, and I put on a 160-watt panel, and I upgraded the charge controller to an MPPT to be a little bit more efficient. The batteries that came with it from the previous owner are in good shape and fairly new, so those are fine.
So you found 160 watts to be enough?
It is. The fridge that's in there is a 3-way fridge, so I keep it on propane, and that works fine. And the lights and charging of any electronics I have no problems with using my 160 watts.
And it looks like you're a really active young man, really, for, you're young enough to be a young man. And so you do a lot of biking and hiking and traveling around and seeing things.
Yeah, I love nature. I grew up, like I said, in Minnesota, and I spent a lot of time outside. So this trip is about being outdoors. It's living out of my Chinook, not living in the Chinook.
Right.
And I love to mountain bike. I love to hike, and this is a great area for it.
It really
Sedona is absolutely stunning. If you've never been here, you got to get here. And also, I've been doing some skiing this winter. I've been to 6 different ski resorts, and I've got my skis inside. And then my friend Jerry and I are going to do some kayaking, which is fairly new to me. And I'm going to be taking some lessons in Albuquerque, and I hope to do a little bit of serious kayaking as I become comfortable with it.
Good.
So I'll have to have room for a kayak back here too.
So you're not bored, sounds like.
No, I'm not bored at all.
Doing the things you love to do.
Yes.
Yeah. What catches my eye is your air pressure shower. Tell us about that.
Well, that little gem is nice because you can put water in that, set it outside in the sun, and it gets very warm. And then I can take it into my bathroom and I can use that as a shower. It also works good to wash the windshield off with bugs, to wash the bike after it gets muddy out. And it works very easily. You just pump this.
For pressure.
Yep. And it's got a kitchen sprayer on it, and it
Really nice.
it works really well.
Yeah.
It's easier than starting the water heater and burning propane. When you got the sun to naturally heat it, it just helps you live even farther off the grid.
And you found that it gets plenty hot.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it gets too hot.
Yeah. Well, why don't we step inside and get a view of your rig?
Okay. Yeah, the layout is nice. It's big enough. I mean, it's the right size for one person. This turns into the bed.
And that's where you sleep.
Yep. So it just folds down like this into a bed.
Also, it's electric.
Yep. And I keep my bedding up here. It's a good spot, and there's plenty of room up there for other stuff, so that works good. There's storage underneath here. There's storage underneath both of these. This also drops down and turns into a bed, but it's only about 5'8", so it'd be for a shorter person or you have to sleep at an angle. Good storage up top.
Yep, really a lot of storage on top.
It doesn't have an oven. Don't really need an oven.
Which is normal. Most smaller, especially Class Bs, are not going to come with an oven.
Yep.
And you have the full tanks, freshwater, gray, and black.
Yep.
And your fridge is right over there.
It's a good sized fridge too,
Yep.
and freezer. So it.
The freezer's a real plus.
Yeah, it's got. I love having ice in my water, especially when it's hotter like this.
Yes.
It's nice to have ice.
And it's just going to get hotter.
Yes.
Wow, these are gorgeous. I just love these Chinooks.
The quality of them is second to none, really.
Really, it is. You're right.
And I've been looking at newer travel trailers in my quest for maybe finding a different option. And the quality of travel trailers is sad.
It's very sad.
It looks like it was, done as cheaply as possible. And I know you get what you pay for, so if you want to, you want quality, then you go up to the Airstreams or you go up to the expensive stuff. And I'm not going to do that. But it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to go from the quality that this has into something a little less. Yeah, this is all real wood. I mean, it's just
very nice.
Corian tops. I love this. It's got a cutting board, and then you can pull it out even farther for the utensils.
Oh, wow.
So it kind of acts as a way to increase the space in here.
Chinook has been around a long time, and they've got it figured out.
Yeah, they went out of business in 2006.
Is that right? I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
A lot of companies did then.
Yeah, but the name got sold, and they're going to start reproducing Class Bs with the Chinook name, is what I've read online.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's got pull-out shelves, lots of storage, and then this is the closet. There's a lot of storage for clothes in the closet.
And you must have a bathroom.
Yep, bathroom's in here.
A dumb dog wasn't sitting right in the middle of the road. That's a large bathroom. That's
Yeah,
not a tiny one.
No, it works good. It's big enough that to taking a shower is not an inconvenience.
Would you mind stepping in there so people can get a perspective?
Sure.
Because some of them, they look pretty good, but then when you get in, there's no room anywhere. You can't move.
Yeah, this is probably, it's almost like probably 4.5 feet this way, and it's probably the same this way. It's probably 4.5 feet square.
That's very large.
You can stand up in it, and
Lots of overhead, and you're a reasonably tall guy.
5'10". So then instead of using the system that's here for the shower, I just let that outside thing, the pump thing, heat up. I bring it in here and shut the door and pump it up, and I just get wet, and I use the bowl, and I soap up, and it's a very efficient way to clean yourself.
And it's a what's called a wet bath.
Yep.
So everything gets wet when you're in the shower.
Yep. I pulled a piece of carpet out, and there's a little cover for the toilet paper, and take the towel out, and you can clean the bathroom and clean yourself all in one one bath.
Everything comes out spick and span.
Yep.
Well, Matt, thank you for sharing your home with us. Do you have any regrets? You're just starting out, but you don't. Do you have any regrets?
None.
And you're glad you're doing this. You've become a nomad.
I'm excited for this lifestyle and the people that I'm meeting and the experiences I'm getting, and I'm glad I took the step. It was scary, and I'm embracing the fear of the unknown, and it's changing me into a better person.
Absolutely. One more question, and this is something I get all the time.
Jerry.
You get Jerry all the time. So, in your old life, you were building up Social Security, you were building up a pension. You're one of these days, you're going to be older. You're going to be 60, 70. What are you going to live on then? Have you given that thought?
Well, I haven't given much thought to 20 years away. I've learned that I need to focus more on what's happening in the immediate future and not get too caught up in the distant future, because things typically find a way of working out. And I'm just living it one day at a time right now, and hopefully things will take care of themselves down the road.
Right. A saying that I've kind of adopted, because it's a complaint I get a lot, that people tell me I shouldn't be promoting this life because they won't have anything when they're old. A saying that I've fallen in love with is, you can make more money, you can't make more time. The clock's a ticking.
Yep.
And my dad lived till he worked till he was 60, retired, and was dead at 62. And that's a life I will not live. So
I've similar experience. My mom died almost 2 years ago from breast cancer, and she was at the point where she was done working and going to start to do a lot of travel and experiencing the retirement life, and life was taken from her, so she never got to.
Right. Once you've seen that, you're not willing to go that way.
No, it changed me. I mean, that was really the spark that fueled me to get on the internet and start looking at different ways of living. I found your website, read about everything I could on that and other people's blogs and websites, and that's what led me to take the big leap and sell the house and become a nomad.